Hi you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to be talking about my cancer diagnosis, and hopefully a lot of people in my friends and family circle will get a better understanding of what I've been dealing with and going through the last 3 months since I found out about my diagnosis, and know what's going on, because I never really shared it or talked about it on social media to do this video because I knew I wanted to do a video about it. But before we get into this video, can you please comment, like, subscribe? When a person is diagnosed with a life-threatening illness like cancer, it's very, very devastating. It's like often one of the most stressful things ever that a person might ever endure in their life. Hearing that you have cancer. Yes, I was very devastated when I found out that I had breast cancer, and I'm still processing the whole thing of why I got cancer, how I got cancer, the treatment options, and different things that I already went through, and the things that I'm about to go through in the near future. And it sucks. It really does. So hopefully other people that might be going through what I'm going through may get a sense of hope, a sense of healing, a sense of becoming a survivor from hearing my story, because I've heard a lot of people's stories out there, videos, and doing a lot of research on the matter, and it's devastating, but I have to continue to educate myself and do research so I can be full aware of what my body is going through, what it's about to get ready to go through, and understanding just this cancer, breast cancer period, how I found out. So I'm gonna say back in like September, yeah, about September, noticed a lump. And a lot of people think that because I'm 40 years old, I'm a 40-year-old woman, that once you hit the 40 mark, you start getting mammograms, and that's how I found out. It's not how I found out. I found out because I checked my tits like most women should do. Preferably after your period, you should be checking your tits in the shower, laying down in the bed with one arm up, checking your tits for lumps. I check mine often, so I happen to have checked my left breast one day and felt the lump. Really, and started really getting scared about the lump around September, because I felt it months before that, but I didn't pay any attention to it. I thought that it was just probably maybe a cyst or something, but not a cancer tumor. So when I felt the lump months before I found out that it was cancer, I didn't think nothing of it until it started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So in September, about August, September, I was kind of putting it off, kind of not wanting to go to the doctor because I didn't want to find out. When I went to the doctor, I explained to them I felt the lump, how long it was there. They did an ultrasound, blood test, of course, a biopsy. That was the lump. And I was just waiting on test results. So moving forward with the testing, I had the biopsy done and my first mammogram. During the biopsy, I was pretty sad, just for the simple fact that dealing with this breast cancer issue, and then we dealing with C19. These hospitals ain't really letting nobody come up in there with you when you're going through what you're going through. And I was pretty much alone. I was by myself. I couldn't have a family member. I couldn't have a significant other come. It was painful when I got the biopsies done in both breasts. Even though the lump was in my left breast, they still wanted to do a biopsy on my right breast because they said that they did small lump in my right breast. But that wasn't cancerous. Come to find out, it was just a cyst or a benign lump, which means non-cancerous. I had the mammogram done, and oh my God, it was so irritating dealing with having a mammogram because, for one, it was my first time having a mammogram done. They suspected that it might have been cancer. That means that I had to get more mammograms done than the normal person just getting a mammogram done for the first time. So 10 mammograms, and when I say 10 of them, I'm talking about in one session, smashing each breast, smashing this breast, turn to the side, turn to the side. Some labs done. I had to come back, get my tits smashed again. Doctor wanted to double check and make sure that he wasn't missing anything. So I had to get my tits smashed like 10 times over, like more than a normal person having a mammogram. And it was so annoying. This whole experience has been annoying. And finding out that you got cancer and then dealing with cancer during C19. It's rough. It has been rough, and it is rough, and it's gonna just, I guess, get rougher for me. Got my test results. So the results and the surgery. So finding out that it was actually cancer was very, very devastating for me. So I remember the day that they called me and they told me that it was cancer. I just didn't know what to think, what to do. It's like when you hear that you have cancer, it's like almost like hearing like you have a death sentence. I couldn't do nothing but just cry. I just cried. I cried. Like, why me? Why do I have to go through this? And when you hear people have cancer, the first thing that came through my mind is sickness, losing hair, looking very slim and skinny and just sick. I've always prayed to never want to have a life-threatening illness like cancer or diabetes or even AIDS. I mean, all my life, I've always prayed to not ever want to catch none of those diseases or get none of those diseases. But unfortunately, the cards that I was dealt, God must see that I'm strong enough to deal with this. But it was devastating, very devastating that I found out I had cancer. I was very hurt. I was in disbelief, and it's something that I just wouldn't wish on nobody, not even my worst enemy. I promise you. It's still taking me a while to process. So it's still fresh, it's still new to me, and I'm still just processing the fact that I have cancer and I have to undergo treatment to beat it and fight it. And it sucks. It super sucks. My surgery, I was very, very angry. I was mad at the world. For one, I had to be up at like 6 something in the morning. I had to be at the surgery place at 7 a.m. I waited there for 2 hours getting testing and all this stuff done before I even had surgery. Surgery didn't start until like 9 a.m., but I had to be there at 7 a.m. And before I can even start surgery or even get surgery, I had to go and get the C19 test. And that itself was irritating for me. It burned like hell. It 20-30 minutes after they already did the test. One thing when you gotta fight cancer, but then it's another thing when you have to fight not getting C19 too. It's a really messed up time to have to deal with life-threatening illness during the time. Like the nurses, I'm mad at the world because I have cancer that the nurses and kind of giving me attitude back. And it's like, you know, you should know how to deal with patients that come in here mad, angry, upset, what have you, because they're diagnosed with a life-threatening disease, not get an attitude right back with them. So it was just the whole surgery day was just stressful. I want to get up that early. I'm not a morning person like all that type of tests and blood draws and all the stuff that I went through, and then to finally go into surgery. Finding out after surgery things that was, I guess, done to me that I didn't know or was not explained to me. Breathing tube down my throat. I mean, they told me I tried to wake up from the anesthesia. A lot of pain after the surgery, which is them removing the tumor from my left breast, and they removed a lymph node from under my underarm to see if the cancer had spread to the lymph node. And if it spread it to the lymph node, then that means that it spread to other parts of my body. But thank God it didn't spread to the lymph node, and it was just, I guess, right there in that left breast, and they cut the tumor out. And know that it was going to take like 2 months. I had surgery September 29th. I didn't get my results back from the tumor up until recently, like sometime last week, like December 10th. Like a whole, like almost month and a half later, how aggressive the cancer is by testing the tumor. I guess, there's no right or no wrong way, for a person to come to terms with being diagnosed with cancer. That's why I said that healthcare professions should know how to deal with people that have been diagnosed with life-threatening illness. You can't get mad back at that person. You can't get an attitude with that person. They're mad or they're upset or they're angry about to get cut on and have surgery and get stuff removed out of their bodies. It's unprofessional of you to act like that. Know how to be a caregiver and show compassion and sympathy and out here. Then people need to find them another based off of how they made me feel when I found out that I had cancer, and then the surgery process, and then like shortly after the surgery, I still felt the same way about the care team, not being as empathetic or sympathetic, and just attitudes and treat me like, it just made me feel like I was a burden to them because of something that I couldn't help getting. I can't help it that I have cancer. I didn't ask for this. I don't want this. I don't want to have to deal with it or fight it. But I'm here. I just wasn't feeling the team, the care team. Still not feeling the care team. And I'm currently in the process of switching to a different care team. I wasn't given proper information about specific details, about the surgery before, during, or after. Was told, at first that I didn't even need chemotherapy. Talk about the treatments. When I was first diagnosed with cancer, the doctor, which is the surgeon, because there's a surgeon and then there's an oncologist, and the surgeon who removed the tumor from my left breast, he made it seem like, oh my God, we caught your cancer early, lumpectomy and radiation, and you should be cured and cancer-free by Christmas. Those was his exact words to me. Well, he lied, which I don't know why a surgeon would be telling a cancer patient how and what type of treatment that they'll get and when they'll be cancer-free, because they don't know that. Only the oncologist can tell you that type of information. So the surgeon was bogus for even giving me false hope, thinking that I would be cancer-free by Christmas. It's Christmas time. Christmas is 10 days away. I haven't started radiation. I haven't started chemotherapy. I haven't started anything yet because I was waiting for a month and a half for my results to come back from the tumor. So the tumor results came back again about a week ago, and it came back that it is a very aggressive cancer. My numbers are high, and I do need to have chemotherapy. I embalmed my eyes. That's not what the doctor told me at first. He told me that this is super beatable. We caught it early. All you have to do is a couple weeks of radiation. You should be cancer-free by Christmas, my birthday. And that just ain't the case. Through chemotherapy and radiation therapy. And I have to go through hormone therapy, because the type of breast cancer that I have is hormones. It's a hormonal breast cancer. Too much estrogen going on in my body. You know, I'm too much of a woman. That's what I'm dealing with. I guess it's 5 different types of breast cancer, but the breast cancer that I have, and I'm still learning and educating myself in how I can get through this. With the tumor that I have or had, it was very aggressive. It was caused by hormones. I do have a hormonal type of breast cancer. It is for, I think he said 2 to 5 years. And then the other pill, if I take that one, I will have to be on that hormone pill for 10 years. If I did want to get pregnant or if I was planning on getting pregnant, that's out the window. I can't get pregnant. I can't have kids. Not while I'm dealing with this cancer and the treatments. But now I have to go through chemo, and chemo is first. Before I start any other therapies, chemo is first. So I have to go through chemotherapy first. Hundreds of different chemo medicines. I have to have surgery soon to get a port put in under my collarbone to receive chemotherapy treatment. It's not the cancer that makes you sick. It's the drugs and the medicine that make. Like, I don't want to feel sick or, feel like not myself for Christmas. So I would like to start after Christmas in January. So just like a week and a half from the date that I'm originally supposed to. It's going to be for, I believe they said 12 weeks. Get chemo for, I think, 2 hours every 2 weeks for 12 weeks. Then after the chemo, I'll be starting the radiation. And radiation therapy, it would just be with the radiation beam on my left breast. 6 or 7 weeks, I think. Something like that. And I think the sessions are maybe 20 to 30 minutes long each session. And that I'm scared of too. It burns your skin for 2 to 5 years, or the other pill, which will be for 10 years. So with that being said, it's a lot. It's a lot to process. It's a lot to think about, and it's a life-changing ordeal. Pray that God give me the strength to fight this, to get through this, to continue to be healthy and live a long life, for my kids, for my family, that they find a cure. I don't know why they can't find a cure for cancer. I'm just wondering why out of all these years, people been getting diagnosed with breast cancer, lung cancer, all type of different cancers, and it's like, why haven't scientists and researchers found a cure? It's gonna be a long, long, long healing process. This is my story. I just wanted to share my beginning of my journey of breast cancer with you guys. I hope that somebody can take something from it, feel some type of support from it, and not feel like they're alone out there in the world from this video. And I'm just doing my best to think positive, have a positive outlook on life. I know I'm going to have good days. I know I'm going to have bad days. I know I'm going to have days where I'm not feeling like myself. I'm feeling super tired from the therapy and chemo and stuff like that. But the only thing I could do is just stay prayed up, stay prayed up, do my research. And what I would tell you ladies is to make sure that, if you don't do nothing else, make sure you check your breasts once a month, every month. Don't wait until it's too late. Thank God I caught my tumor early. If I would have just ignored it and put it off and didn't go get it checked out or anything, it could have advanced into a higher stage cancer. It could have spread to other parts of my body. If you are ever diagnosed with a life-threatening illness, to get a second opinion, if not a third opinion, to make sure that I'm getting the best of the best care. And until I upload and make the next video, I will see you guys later. I'll talk to you guys soon. day.